Hail them.
Hailing frequencies open, sir.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
I don't know why I keep giving alien street food a chance. It's always such a gamble.
Captain, we're being hailed.
On screen.
Hello and welcome to another Hailing Frequencies Open podcast where we are trekking through the past and future of Star Trek. As always, I'm your host, Mike Jones, and joining me here in the virtual studio, he's a Vulcan in the streets and a Klingon in the sheets. It's Damian.
Well, how did you know that, Mike?
Word gets around.
Did you get that from my profile?
Is that a direct quote from your profile?
It would be if I thought that it would it would be if I thought it would sell.
If that would give you more traction.
Yeah.
More clicks. She knows nothing about theme parks because theme parks are for kids. Please welcome a grown-ass adult, Lanita.
That's not true. Theme parks
Not true at all.
are the funnest thing in the world. I'll be at a theme park come end of August.
Woohoo!
Because she's what? A Disney adult.
Damn Skippy.
So am I.
Not ashamed of that shit. Told you. I'm just waiting for the plus one to goddamn graduate so we can move to Celebration, Florida and take care of all of the characters that need to be taken care of. And I can just walk on over and get some delicious waffles and things when I need it.
Food is better when it's shaped like Mickey Mouse. This is a factual statement.
Mike Jones, I also want you to tell me, because I wrote an intro for Lanita and you punched it up. What word did you add?
Goddamn.
I did.
And you improved it. You punched it up.
You said the word ass. A grown-ass adult instead of a grown adult.
That is correct.
And I was like, how did I not hear that when I first wrote that? Why did I? She is a grown-ass adult, and I left the ass out.
I will say it all the time. Yeah, It's true.
Well, I would like to welcome our special guest. You might know him as a certain Vulcan science officer from a certain theme park attraction. It's Matt Jennings.
Hi.
We haven't seen you in ages, Matt. What?
Also, that is not how I greeted people when they came on the page.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the bridge.
Oh my God, sit down. Oh, no one was allowed to sit down, were they?
No.
We'll get to that. But so this episode has been years in the making because I am a Disney adult. My husband, Tim, and I basically moved to Florida to be closer to Disney. Let's be honest. Lanita is a Disney adult.
Yep.
Something's wrong with Damian. I don't know.
I was a Disney child.
You were a Disney child.
Yes, but I had all of the dwarves.
There have been multiple opportunities for you to come to Florida and go to Disney with us, and you've not taken it.
You've not taken not one.
Not once. But the combination of these two things that I love, Disney or theme parks, I should say, theme parks, also like Universal Studios, with Star Trek is a fascinating combination to me. And as someone who is jealous of how much attention Star Wars gets,
jealous, mad,
oh my God,
angry,
Disney
upset.
People, like,
Please.
I know that the Star Trek nerds, a lot of them aren't happy that Disney owns, Star Wars. A lot of the Star Wars nerds aren't happy that Disney owns Star Wars now and what they've done with the franchise and whatever. But in terms of their presence in the parks, it has really been amazing. Like the whole Galaxy's Edge section of Disneyland and of Disney California or Disney Hollywood Studios is so immersive. And you are really transported onto another planet. And they went all in. They even tried that hotel, that like cruise on land experience hotel in Florida, that where you like become a character in the story and all that stuff. And the little nerd in me goes, what if that were Star Trek?
Where's mine?
Where's mine?
Exactly.
Yeah, what do
Our
we
blue
have?
drink would be so much better because that blue drink is trash.
It's the blue milk is not good. It's
Or the
not
green.
good.
It's all
Or
bad.
the green.
No.
Well, there's a fizzy one that tingles in your
Ooh.
mouth when you drink it, and it's
Do you have
peach.
to get that in Olga's
That's
Cantina, or can you get it at the
Wait,
blue
it
milk
does
stand?
what in your mouth when you drink
Yeah,
it?
that
I
sounds like
actually
an
missed what you
STI.
said. It does what in your
It
He
it
said
fi-
tingles
it
and fizzes.
He said
That's what he
tingles.
said.
tingles and
He said
fizzes.
tingles.
It
That
tingles.
it
It
tingles.
tinkles in
That
your
is-
mouth, I think is what I heard just now.
Tingles, not
Oh, God.
tinkles.
No,
that is
I
another podcast.
I do not believe in water play for myself. I am not here to
Water
kink shame.
play.
You know?
Water sports.
Water sports,
Um,
water play.
I'll tell you, for years, I worked with these two on a certain show, and one of the numbers is abbreviated WS. And on all of our paperwork, it said WS.
Mhm.
And I never thought
What it was
wooden
actually.
soldiers. I always thought water
Oh my
sports.
God.
Every time. What are we doing today? Water sports. Okay.
No.
So, okay. I'm not the first person who's had this thought, right?
Mm.
Star Trek and theme parks have existed in the past.
Yes.
So Paramount Studios used to have a bunch of theme parks, or Paramount Parks was a division of the company that they eventually sold off. They never went all in really on an attraction in any of their, because they owned like oh, I don't know, what were they, like it's like Carowinds and I don't know, whatever.
Wait, those were
Roller
the
coaster parks.
They were what?
Roller coaster parks.
But they were not like
Yeah.
Paramount themed. It was just owned
They
by
were
Paramount.
owned by Paramount, right?
Yeah.
So like Six Flags, but Paramount owns
Yeah.
them. Like a
Right,
Dorney
right, yeah.
Park or a
Yeah.
Busch Gardens.
So
without
they
the
had some
animals.
walk around characters in Star Trek costumes, that sort of
Mm.
thing. But then they entered into an agreement in the 80s with Universal Studios. This might have predated some of that other stuff, where there was a Star Trek adventure attraction at Universal.
Yeah.
There were two different versions, but they were both basically like you get to star in the movie, where they pulled people out of the audience or families volunteered or whatever to perform in front of a green screen on parts of sets, and then they compiled that together as a little movie that you could buy as a VHS.
Whoa. What year was this?
88 to
Before my Star
90
Trek
to the
love.
through the early 90s. It was
Before I
there's several
loved it.
different versions of it because they kept making it a little cheaper, I think. But yeah, you can find families have uploaded their videos of them starring in an episode of Star Trek on YouTube. Like
That's
it's
amazing,
hilarious.
and I would do that now.
They did something.
Absolutely.
They did something similar. There was like a touring exhibit of just Star Trek stuff in like 2009.
Yeah.
And they had something similar where they had little scenes from different Star Trek series at that point. At that point, it would have been 90s Trek and TOS Trek. And they would take out the character that was actually in the scene, and they would put you in the scene, and you would have the lines and the dialogue, and you do it back and forth. Like, so I did one, and it's like it was a romance scene between Kirk and this other character, and it played the love interest opposite Kirk. I don't know. I have to find the DVD, but I will find it.
You
have to find that.
Find that.
But yeah, that I thought that was the first time they did it. But yeah, I didn't realize that was like what Star Trek Adventure was doing.
That needs to be like a special perk for your do you have a GoFundMe or something for 1701 A Blurred Story?
Yeah.
Because that should be a perk.
Yeah. Viewing rights.
I will
to
make that a
this.
perk.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was Star Trek in the theme parks in the 80s and 90s. And then Star Trek The Experience Las Vegas happened. And again, you can find lots of things online about this. the original concept was going to be on Fremont Street. It was going to be a full scale version of the Enterprise, like parked, and it was going to be this like walkthrough exhibit thing.
I just want to say
a
that blew
hotel.
my mind that there was going to be a full
Full-size
life-size
ship.
Enterprise in Vegas.
Yes.
Can you
And
imagine?
everyone
I
was
can
on
imagine.
board until
Except one dude.
Yes.
one dude killed it.
Unsniveling dude. Like,
One.
"Meh, we don't want to do it. Meh."
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I will tell you that when I did go to Vegas for a birthday, I did not realize, number one, that cabs don't pick you up on the strip. Number two, that the distance from the strip to the old strip
Oh, that's a
was the
drive.
Did I
Yes.
know that? I didn't. So what
Wait,
did
the
I do?
distance of what? Like, how far are we talking? I don't know Vegas.
It was longer than anyone should really walk.
Yes, it is.
I was like, I'm a New Yorker.
It's not
I can-
pedestrian friendly.
I
that
can walk that.
No.
So we all, background. We all watched
Yep.
this
Yes.
half-hour documentary on the making of the history of the Vegas experience. And part of the idea of building this life-size Enterprise was to draw people away from the strip to downtown Las Vegas.
Yes.
Right.
Is that the old? Is that what they're talking about as the old strip?
Folsom is that is like the original.
Fremont.
Yes, Fremont.
Yeah, Fremont
It's
Street
far.
is like the old strip. That's where the Golden Nugget is. If you've seen like movies in the 50s and 60s of like the neon cowboy, and like that is Fremont. The strip is like the Bellagio and Caesar's Palace and MGM Grand and like those. The Hilton, where the experience was in the new strip but off the strip a block.
Yeah.
And there was a monorail that went to the Hilton to the strip. But it was actually cool because, well, for many reasons it was cool. But in the Hilton, first of all, they had a section of the casino that was sci-fi themed, so they're like sci-fi themed slot machines and stuff. And the monorail station, like they made it look all like sci-fi-ish. It was just super nerdy, and that wasn't even in the actual Star Trek section. That was just next to it. That was like the entranceway to the Star Trek experience. So
That's awesome.
I went to the experience in 2005.
You actually went?
4 or 5. At that point, it was they had both attractions. So it started with one, the Klingon encounter, and then a few years later they opened Borg 4D, I think.
Yeah, it was Borg 4D. You're right.
And so they were both there. But I mean, I wouldn't say that attendance was low, but like I got my tickets at like the Vegas version of TKTS for super cheap. But it was a lot of fun. So Matt, you ended up going at some point too, right?
I did. I went in 2007.
Okay.
And I think did the attraction close in 2008 or 2009?
2008. I just watched the thing. That's why I know. The end of 2008.
So I remember people saying, "Oh, it's closing." So I vaguely remember that. I was about 19, so I couldn't drink in Quarks, and that broke my heart because I wanted to drink in Quarks. But I remember
the Warp Core breach was amazing.
Oh, it looked so good. It had like dry ice or something in it, right?
Yeah.
Like
it was like a punch bowl of booze with dry ice and multiple straws.
God, can you imagine getting drunk in Quarks? That
So
would be
trashy.
so cool.
I love it.
I think that is dangerous to be serving dry ice because, this is the time. This is the time when I insert a Grey's Anatomy. A young lady in an episode, were drinking flaming drinks, and there was dry ice in the drink, and they drank it. So she had a chunk of dry ice in her stomach that eventually exploded her stomach.
Oh
and
God!
rotted through.
Oh,
so this is all I think about when dry ice is being served in bars. Like, get drunk and I'll be like, I'll just chuck this down my belly.
Don't drink that.
I just want to point out that she gets all of her medical knowledge from Grey's Anatomy and not her doctor spouse.
Oh no, I check in. I check in with the knowledge. Be like,
Like,
is
oh,
it
is that
possible?
legit?
You verify what you learn on Grey's Anatomy with the +1.
Oh my
Correct.
god.
Exactly.
That aside, so I remember the first thing that I did. I remember I went to the attractions in the order that they came out to. So I went to the Star Trek experience first, and then I went to Borg 4D. The Star Trek experience was very Star Tours in its style, but like understandably so, because um I remember Borg 4D, and the thing is, like, I went back and I watched the video of the walkthrough for Borg 4D, because I kind of remember the experience. Borg 4D I didn't remember as well. I thought it was cool that the Borg actually chase you through through the attraction.
Yeah.
Like, it adds like a little bit of like tense, it adds
Did you
stakes.
feel tense? Because I asked that because in doing the aforementioned Star Wars business, it's like it's not really high stakey. It's like, yeah,
Well-
you get to see stormtroopers. Yeah, you're going through the thing and the guys up there like, I need this, but having a physical presence like chase you, I feel like would be
It
a little more heart pounding.
I think
Yeah.
my only critique at that time, and something that I was thinking about when I was in it, was that I wish that I could see what Borg 4D would be like now with the technology that we have now.
Yeah.
Especially after being on Rise of the Resistance at Disneyland, which is not too far from where I'm at right now. I would love to see what they would do with Borg 4D now. Like, for example, I remember the actors at one point, there's a Borg coming towards one of the Starfleet officers, and they pull out a phaser, and they fire the phaser, and you can faintly see a laser stream going
beam?
to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they
and
pump
that's-
enough haze in so that you can kind of see the
Exactly.
laser. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like I was like, the technology's almost there, but it's not there quite yet. And that's what I was thinking.
But it's there now.
It's there now. Like,
Because that would be super cool to see like a phaser fire and be like,
I mean, and like to the credit of the Rise of the Resistance attraction, I have to give it to the actors. I remember, when everyone gets captured by the First Order, and the officers are saying like, everyone stand behind this line, stand behind the orange line. And so there was one like smart ass audience member that was like, oh, well, it doesn't look orange to me. And like the cast member comes up to the guy, and so he says, it's orange because I say it's orange.
I love they're giving it's great. Like, I'm telling you, that's where I would want to work, even though I'm not I'm like, I want to work where I get to be mean to people, where it's like, stand in line.
I love it when you can tell when they're having fun. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
especially if they're doing like a fake British accent, because in those Star Wars movies, for some reason, the bad guys are usually
They're
British.
always
Because it was
Pennies.
filmed at Pinewood. But like, when I did the Klingon Encounter Star Trek experience, well, first of all, I'll briefly take everyone through it. So it starts, the queue is like is full of props and costumes from the show. It's like, I think it's called The History of the Future or whatever. And they kind of say that that's its own experience, but it's just the line, really.
It's to keep you occupied while you're waiting in line to do the thing. Yeah.
And then you go into a room and you think you're getting on Star Tours. There's like, you're watching a safety video and they line you up like you're going to go in these doors. And then the lights go out and there's lights flashing and you feel this whoosh of air, and then the lights come back on and you're in the transporter room. Amazing effect. They do something really similar at the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster in Epcot. It's the same effect. The room basically lifts up.
Is that what happens?
That's what happens. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Thank you. Never figured that out. And I've been on that thing 7 gazillion times. And every time I'm like, I love this shit. It's so great. Like, stay in the confines of the circle. That's
you're in
why
the
they want you
transporter room.
inside the line.
That's why they want you inside the circle. Yeah. So that you don't accidentally get like hooked on the wall and like,
Oh no.
Well, We've just pulled back the
But the
curtain on
Klingon,
that one for me.
sorry, the Star Trek experience also had a ceiling. So it was more of a whoosh of air, which actually kind of helped the transporter effect,
Oh,
coincidentally.
very much so. Because, like, I mean, the lights pop on, and you're in the transporter room of the Enterprise. And I remember, like, the cast member has this line where he says, "Clearly, these people have never been through a transporter before." Um,
Clearly.
Clearly.
but it was a nice, like, well done, well done.
So well done. So then the cast member takes you down a corridor to the bridge, and you get on, and it's a recreation of the Enterprise D bridge. I think they had 4 of them originally, and then they tore 2 of them down to make the Borg 3D or 4D experience.
Oh,
But so you get
How
on the
big is
bridge,
it?
and the
Does it seem
bridge,
like it would be
it
the does it seem like a 10th scale of like what it would be if this was like an because the ships are giganormous, right?
right?
Like giganormous. So is the bridge like the 1/10th scale of what it would have been if it were on the ship? Or like half
It
scale?
felt full scale to me.
it
Okay.
But now
yeah,
I'm looking at Matt, like you have the experience of being on something much closer to the
to
real
the real
shooting
thing.
bridge.
Yeah, the
I just wonder.
Can we explain to our listener why
Yeah.
Matt has this experience?
oh
Yes.
oh
So yeah, so
Insider
skipping
knowledge.
ahead to 2025 at Universal Studios Hollywood, they had a Fan Fest Nights event. That's kind of like the Hollywood Horror Nights thing that they do at Halloween, only
yeah,
it was,
Hmm.
that was Star Trek themed. And our friend and
Our friend.
famous Matt Jennings um, was a cast member in that.
yes. No, it was a lot of fun. So I got to be on the bridge, like the way that the attraction was set up. Like they called it Star Trek Red Alert.
Hmm.
And so basically the storyline is that there's this weird entity that is causing all these systems on the Enterprise D to go haywire. Also a little bit of backstory with the starting point for the attraction. Basically, the Enterprise D is in the museum now. It's now at oh
The
god.
Fleet Museum.
Yeah, it's now at the Fleet Museum now. And like we got our we the actors got like their scripts and a little bit of backstory, and so it takes place in 2403, so like after season 3 of Picard, hence the Enterprise D now being at the museum. And all the officers that are there were like fresh out of the academy, and we've been charged with like preserving the Enterprise D, like it's our first job out of the
Oh,
academy.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it appears from the brief video that we saw of it that almost every actor is some kind of alien.
Pretty much, yes. So
Oh yeah.
we had Trill, we
Yes.
had Orions, we had Bajorans,
An Andorian.
um, we had an Andorian. I think that was it. Oh, we had Vulcans and we had humans. Um, I was a I was a Vulcan. Yeah, and so when the entity starts to make stuff go haywire on the ship, you're starting the attraction in the shuttle bay. And you're just a guest that's just supposed to be touring the Enterprise. Crazy things happen in the shuttle bay, and then the Starfleet officers that are with you in the shuttle bay say, "Oh, you know what? Go to sick bay. You'll be safe there." So you go to sick bay, you find out that things are going wrong in sick bay, and then they say, "Oh, go to get to engineering." You go to engineering, things are going crazy there, and they keep kind of like pushing you through these iconic, rooms from
Right.
the next generation. And then you hit the turbo lift. And I got to give it up to my fellow actors that are in the turbo lift. Um, you're you're in there in that space for about like 2 minutes. But the thing is, if you are waiting for another set of audience members on the bridge to leave the bridge, which is like the final place, sometimes you have to stall a little bit to wait
Mm-hmm.
until everyone gets out. And so, for my actors, who I love you guys, they sometimes they were like, coming up with stuff on the spot to
Oh, I love
fill
that.
the space.
Space. Wow.
Like, I
That's
mean,
great.
one of the things that I loved is that sometimes you can, if someone came in with, you had fans that would come in with their, their comm badges on, and sometimes you could say to someone, my comm badge isn't working. Is yours working? Is yours working? And the actors, like, they made it a point to do that with the kids too, especially.
Nice.
Like, one of my friends that was in engineering, she played the Orion in engineering, and she would always make it a point to make like the kid that was there be the one that was in charge of the group and taking them to to the
That's
next
awesome.
room. She's like, okay, you take care of everybody and take them through. um and yeah, you end up on the bridge. The bridge is like the final place where you get to confront the entity and talk to it. I think one of my favorite things was watching people's reactions when they get to the bridge of the Enterprise. Because
Were you
it's
always on the bridge?
no, I started off on the turbo lift initially, and then they switched me to the bridge. They really wanted to really make it a diverse picture.
Yeah.
So you had on the bridge with my set of actors, you had a Trill officer, a Vulcan, me, and you had a human officer. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was fun to be in rehearsals and play on the set and like touch the buttons, even though that they don't do anything, but you're still touching it because like it's gonna do
Did they
something
cl-
one
did
day.
they
Oh
click?
man,
Did
oh
they click
gee,
and work? Did like they move and
oh
whatnot?
gosh, yeah, it'll like you're hoping that it will.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember one specific day we were rehearsing and they had to work with some tech stuff. Uh, and so the actors on the bridge, they're like, hey, we're just going to go up to the break room for a little bit. Do you want to go? And me being the dork that I am, I'm like, no, I think I'm just going to sit here for a minute.
Yes.
So like I sat with my legs folded just like on the carpet, and they had like the sound cues of the hum of the bridge, and so I just like laid back and looked up at the ceiling for like 15 minutes because it was like,
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Go to the
So
break room. I'm gonna be like captain's chair.
which we could not do.
I was
You
gonna. I
could.
was. I know. I want to. I want to come back to
Yes.
this. So put a pin in it.
Yes.
Because I have so many questions. But do you think the size of that bridge was similar to the Vegas bridge?
I want to, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember what the Vegas Bridge was like. I want to say the size of our bridge, it is because it is pretty much the same bridge from season 3 of Picard. Like they just took it and they
Mhm.
brought it over. The only thing that they did was they switched out the ramp to make it ADA compliant.
Right.
Oh,
And they
interesting.
also added
Yeah.
railings as well.
So people
But
can
physically,
jump
it's like
into
the same furniture and set pieces that
Yeah,
would.
same furniture. The only thing that was switched out was the
The horseshoe.
ramp. The
And
ramp.
the,
Yes,
yeah, the
and the
ramp. Yeah.
horseshoe as well. The horseshoe had to be altered as well. So the ramp
Yeah.
and the horseshoe. But everything else was from the set of Picard. And
It.
me being the nerd that I was like, I don't know. And then I went and looked at the consoles, and you know how Denise and Michael Okuda, they put the little jokes and names.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there's only one way to tell. And so when I looked around the bridge and I looked at the different readouts, I was like, oh, it's the real thing. Never mind.
That's
Um,
amazing.
I think it's bigger than the one at the Experience. I
Okay.
think.
That would make sense because they had, like I said, they had 4 of them. There also wasn't. If there was a ramp, it was very slight. Like you can see
Yes.
pictures of the Vegas Experience Bridge, and there's not really a big level change, if there is a
No.
level change at all, between the back and the front. And they would rent it out for weddings. You could get married on the bridge
I
in
saw that. I was
Vegas.
like,
I
that
remember
seemed
that.
awesome.
Oh, that reminds me. Can I tell this story really quick?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
We had
Tell.
a wedding proposal. So at the end of like your script, in the bridge section, you say to people, please exit the bridge, and people leave and they exit. And so I remember one of the actors turned around and she went, and I turned around and, oh, what's going on? And this guy gets on one knee. He's back by the science station behind the horseshoe. He gets on one knee. And all of us, we were like, oh no.
Right.
We're like, oh, what do we do?
Gotta keep this train moving.
Yeah, and so we we let them have their moment,
Yeah.
and so, he proposed, and, the woman, she said yes, and so, my friend that played the Trill, my friend that played the human, they could be in character and say, like, congratulations, and I'm like, oh crap, what would a Vulcan say? And so I was like, congratulations on your union, uh,
Nice.
which is like, but that was like one of my favorite stories, was like,
I
so
love
the
that.
Awesome.
Somebody knew their Trekkie girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
That's perfect.
yeah.
I love that.
So I'll finish the quick walkthrough of Vegas. So
Yeah.
then I don't remember if you're in the turbo lift before the bridge or after the bridge, but I know one time when I went through it, the actor in the turbo lift, like there's a moment where there's turbulence and the floor shakes. And I
Yeah.
remember the actor was clearly like over it and was like, "Oh no, the Klingons are attacking." You know, like they're ready for their break. I'm sure that
That's
didn't
so
happen.
funny.
Well, can I ask you though, Matt, when your scene on the bridge is like, how long is any given group on the bridge?
Oh, it's gotta
Like,
be, I want to say 3 minutes, maybe 5 max.
so then when a group leaves the bridge, another group comes off. So you're like replaying that 5 minutes in perpetuity
Right,
for
Right.
each group that comes through.
right,
So
right.
of course
It-
you got to have some stamina for that.
You do. And I mean, and I think the thing is too, is that you kind of, I mean, for one, you kind of adapt to because it's still, it's still like a theater production in some ways too. It's almost like,
Your
I
audience
was
is
saying,
right there with you, and
they're right there.
the
It's like,
pressure is it doesn't let up.
no, and it's very much it's like it's immersive, like, it's immersive theater if you think about it. It's like theater in the round too, right? Because
Mhm.
Yeah.
they're coming around that horseshoe space. Um, so I mean, I think the thing for all of us was to just make sure that we were having fun in between those moments when you have, when you have people come on. Like, look, there were moments where I was like, we got a break. I'm gonna twerk on the bridge. Let me twerk. You know, once or twice, like that turbo lift door may have opened too soon, and my ass was like mid circle, and I
Yeah.
was like, well, let me throw this leg back down. Um,
Oh my god.
um,
Um,
my friend, Chase, so he was in engineering, and we had someone dressed up as Judge Q come in,
mm.
and God bless this guy. So Chase was telling us the story, and he said, yeah, so this guy comes in dressed up as Judge Q, and like the doors opened up, and he was like, it's me, Q. And like
My
the
god.
um in the attraction, the engineering section is like set to go like haywire, and you get like this little fog because it's like mimicking like there's a warp core breach. I'm like, warp core breach,
Mm.
everybody get out. And so when the warp core started to go crazy, the guy that played Q walked over and started going like this to the warp core.
Oh my god.
And my friend Chase was like, wait, stop, are you doing this? Is that you doing this right now?
Wow.
Like,
Awesome.
but that's like the stuff that made the attraction fun, you
Yeah.
know. Is that little bit of interaction. I'm sorry. I think I went on a tangent. I'm so sorry.
No, I
That's
love it.
great.
Hello, we love
It's
tangents.
so great. Well, yeah. So then in the back in the day in the Vegas version, after the bridge and the turbo lift, you eventually get into a Star Tours like simulator, and you end up back in Vegas through time travel. But it's it was a fully fledged ride in that, yeah, it was very much like Star Tours, very like
Yeah.
motion simulator. It didn't have the screen inside the shuttle. It was like
No.
a there was clear windows, and then the screen was what's the word I'm looking for? I don't actually know if it was a Omnimax screen or whatever, but it was like a big screen.
It was like a
Um,
nice wraparound. Like it kind of like
yeah,
you could look up and you could see stuff. You could look forward to the side. That was really cool. Like
yeah.
there's a scene where you're in a nebula being chased by a Klingon ship.
Hmm.
Um, and you can like look around and see like stuff. It's like pre-AR wall. I mean, obviously not as
Yeah.
sophisticated, but just, when you were sitting in those chairs, like you can look around and there's no moment where you're like, "Oh, clearly I'm in a room right now," and
Like, oh, I see the edge of the screen or
right,
whatever.
right. That was cool.
Yeah. And then in the movie, when you try time travel back, you're flying over Vegas. So you get to like see Vegas. And I remember it was open long enough that the Vegas Strip had changed quite a bit. So
Yes.
as you're flying over, it's like, oh, it's what Treasure Island looked like 5 years ago,
Oh,
things like that. Um,
Now, I have a question. So
mhm.
there's that little bit at the end that I remember where they show what's happening in Las Vegas after, because you get to like watch the Enterprise like fly over,
Yeah.
which was I thought was cool, watching the Enterprise fly over Vegas. But they have this moment where they show a news segment and the news
Oh,
anchors
yeah.
like trying to interview a military officer saying like, "What happened? What did you see?" And the guy's like, "Oh, it was just a weather balloon." But was that the guy from that Little Green Men episode in DS9? Is that the same actor?
Oh my God. If it was, that's amazing.
I thought it was him.
It's possible. I mean, they had real people. I mean, they had, Jonathan Frakes and LeVar Burton,
Yeah.
and for Borg 3D they had Robert Picardo and
And Kate
Kate
Mulgrew.
Mulgrew. Um, yeah.
I don't know. I
Well,
gotta go.
so
Sorry.
and that's the other at the very end when you're watching those news segments, you're in like what feels like a backstage hallway at the Hilton. Like you crashed into the Hilton and you're in a backstage
Yes.
hallway. Um, so they follow through with the plot there. And then when they opened the Borg 4D, it was similarly a walkthrough experience in the beginning, and then you get into a large 4D theater, which is like a 3D theater where the seats move and you get assimilated by they squirt water on you and poke you.
Oh. I
Oh,
mean,
Have you never
are
been in a
we
4D
talking?
theater, Damazon? You made a face.
you never
Oh,
done a 4D theater?
no.
Um,
oh, they're amazing. Did it in
mm,
Korea. Like the smells change. If there's wind, you're getting winded. If there's water, you're getting watered. If there's like heat or fire, like there is, you're like, whoo, it got hot. It's fan fucking tastic. We saw Spider-Man. What was the Spider-Man that came out in like 2012 or
the one with
Oh,
Andrew
the
Garfield?
amazing. Yeah.
and like the minute
The
that he was
amazing,
like
yeah,
pew pew pew, like the seat shifted and like it was great. It was amazing. I think all of them should be like that.
amazing. Um, So, in a nutshell, that was the Vegas experience, and it stayed open for 10 years, and
Then they gave that
the
lady a prize and she
and then
cried.
yeah, it closed. I guess it wasn't really making money, and it wasn't a great deal negotiated for the hotel. I don't know. I don't know the details. You can research it yourself. It was very sad. The decommissioning ceremony is very sad. You can see the whole thing online. And then there
It's
wasn't
kind of
any.
cool though. It
It
maybe
is
is, but
cool.
I think that that was a great way to pay homage to the series and to the people who had been there. Like it was
Yeah.
really sweet. Like it was really sweet to see that, and the fact that they gave that Vulcan lady who had been there the entire time for the entire
Yeah.
10 years.
10
Yeah,
years.
yeah, really.
I was like,
Wow.
oh, she was dedicated and she was very choked up, and it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like no one told her this was happening because you can see in her face being like, wait, what's going on, and then being
I,
very, I wonder if she like if they gave her something and she still has it like
I'm
in
sure
her
she
house somewhere.
Oh my
does.
I
God, of
it,
hope
course she
so.
does.
it was
Sure
like
she
it was
does.
so cool.
Because if
That
you're
was
if
really
you're
cool.
in that Vulcan makeup for 10 years, you're a Trekkie. You're there because
Yeah.
you love it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she
Yes.
played different characters too. She had an Orion character.
Oh.
I definitely saw her. I remember because she had a kind of distinctive face.
Yeah.
And then later when I was watching the YouTube videos, I'm like, oh my God, I definitely recognize her.
Now, here's a question that I have, especially even more geared toward this more recent attraction that you were a part of, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
There's with new Trek now, there's so many incarnations of between Discovery and Lower Decks and Prodigy and Strange New Worlds really seems to be the flagship now. Why do we think that they picked Picard?
I mean, it's because you had the bridge,
Yeah, they
bridge
wanted to
set,
use that
and they
bridge,
wanted to
right?
use it, which sorry.
Well, I to me, I just was like, I'm always, making the
'Cause
case
it's
for
Picard.
legacy, and I'm like, they know that this is the one that people will show up for. They'll show up for the
Yeah.
45th century and more than they will any of the others. Yet
You're right.
somehow we're not getting that Trek. So I just thought it was an interesting choice that's where they
That's where they
started.
went. They
You're
were
absolutely right.
we had when we were going through the process of like reading the script and everything, because you have actors that are fans, and you have people that don't quite know Trek as well. So you're kind of, everyone's learning as you go sometimes. And so we had IP there to help out with making sure that certain things were correct. Making sure that everything was as Trek
So
as
you had like canon experts.
yeah
Yeah.
as Trek as possible. And oh my God, where was I going with this? I was talking about IP. I was talking about Star
Talking
Trek.
about why they picked Picard era.
Oh yeah, they were they were saying that I guess after Picard had finished shooting season 3, that I guess they were going to get rid of the bridge.
Oh,
And I was like, why would you
even do that?
why would you do that? And so yeah, they were like, no, we're going to preserve it and hold on to it.
Yeah.
And thankfully, yeah, Universal got a hold of it, and
Right.
This all a little bit reminds me. Have any of you guys watched Avenue 5 on HBO?
no.
It's in my to watch.
I mean, it is a weird little show that I don't think it really took off, but it is a dark comedy, near future sci-fi set aboard a starship.
Okay.
That goes off course. They're essentially lost in space, and it is and the people on the ship, and it turns out the captain is not really a real captain, and that it is just it's anarchy, and it's just this mob mentality, right? And there is an episode where the mob mentality, basically the passengers become convinced that they're not actually in space, and that they're in an attraction.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And yes, so there's I mean, I kind of can't describe it without spoiling the scene that is so brilliant. Basically, where people go out the airlock because they think it's made up.
Oh my God.
Yes, and it's like, and then they're like, and then one person does it. They're like, the special effects are amazing, and then it's fucking dark, and it's so good, and it's so good. You guys. I mean, I just gave away the best part of this, but you have to
Sounds like Black Mirror.
I mean,
Oh.
it is so fun. Ethan Phillips is in it. It's really good.
God.
It's really good.
Oh
But
my
the
God.
opening
What's it called again?
scene of the most recent attraction, where they're in the shuttle bay and the force field is up, and
Yeah.
and I mean, on YouTube it looked like really very convincing.
It was pretty convincing. Like the actors got to do a walkthrough of everything, before we actually opened it up for the audience. And I remember the first time, like, the force field around the shuttle bay goes down, and we just like got hit with this wind, just like which you're like never quite expecting. So it was pretty effective. I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, no,
That's awesome.
I immediately thought of Avenue 5, and I recommend it for the
That's too funny. I'm
terrible
sorry.
people.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but
it is
hilarious.
brilliant. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, and of course, if it's Hugh Laurie, then of course it's dark, because anything that he is in
Oh yeah.
has a slightly
He's
connected twist to
the
it.
worst captain you have ever seen on any sci-fi show. It's so good.
Okay,
We'll have
it's
to
only
check it out.
It's currently 2 seasons, so
Yeah, no,
I was like-
and it will never come back, because I don't think anybody else watched it except me and Colby.
That's great.
Oh my God.
That's so awesome.
I wish that I had gone to the Vegas Star Trek convention back when the experience was open, because back then it
Oh,
wasn't at the Rio, it was at the Hilton where the experience was. Um, and I that would have been just an amazing thing to go through.
To
Participate
go there with a
in.
crowd of Trekkies.
oh,
Yes, a
like an
crowd of Trek, like
overload.
going through the experience with people like in costumes and stuff, like, um, and so it's interesting that you said, why did they pick Picard? So after Vegas, it closed in 2008. Well, what happened in 2009? The J.J. Abrams movie.
Right.
There were plans for Star Trek attractions at other theme parks. There was one announced for a theme park in the country, or in the Kingdom of Jordan. Um, there was an announcement of a Paramount movie park in Korea that was going to have a Star
Yeah,
Trek attraction.
I remember hearing about
One in
that one.
Spain, one in London, one in China. These were all, well, actually, I know the first 3 or 4 of those were going to be J.J. Abrams Trek. Like, all the artwork was going to be that version. And it's fascinating, if they had moved forward with that, like, all of those things fell through for one reason or another. But some of those parks exist, but they don't have Star Trek in them. It would feel very dated to go into an experience, because that trilogy of movies is its own little island in the universe of Star
In
Trek
the
now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it just kind of
isolated.
got left alone.
It did.
Yeah.
So that's the danger
Even though we're
in
still getting like buzzing that it'll come back, but
oh, right, yeah, well,
What'll
it
come
won't.
back?
who knows?
What's buzzing?
Just to keep talking about there being a new Star Trek movie that takes place in the Kelvin timeline. Supposedly, the
Yeah.
4th one that comes out is supposed to wrap it all up.
Right.
But I
Well,
mean,
we've got to get to those.
We got Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto are getting more and more expensive, right?
Why would I mean Chris Pine? Yeah, but Zachary Quinto.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe
What's
Zachary Quinto's
he
not
been
getting more
in?
expensive.
No.
Well, Zoe Saldana is getting more expensive. Like, she's in everything.
well, she's like, I always say she's like the sci-fi it
Yeah.
person, it actor. I mean, she's been every shade. She has been black. She has been blue.
She's been
She has been
green.
green. Like, she is the one. She's the one.
That's
So,
amazing. So then Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens in Disney, a Star Wars attraction. And I think that it has a lot in common with the Vegas experience, because it starts with several walkthrough. Like, you're in, you walk
Room
through
to
into
room
one
to
place.
room.
There's a surprise of where you're getting transported. You get, the ship gets hijacked or whatever in Galaxy's Edge. In specifically, what's that attraction called?
I think it's called Smuggler's Run, right?
Smuggler's Run.
No, Smuggler's Run
No.
is
Smuggler's
the
Run
Millennium Falcon attraction.
is where you get to drive. What is it called?
Oh my God,
God,
I'm gonna lose my nerd
No,
card.
keep talking. No, you're not. You're
Anyway.
not. Keep going.
And it was an immersive land. Like, they had Olga's Cantina, we had Quarks. They had 2 big attractions. We had 2 big attractions.
Yeah.
It's like it was all inside in Vegas, but it's kind of like Star Trek did it first and kind of proved it, and then I think they used a lot of that.
But Mike, did you
concept
just do
moving
this
forward.
attraction at Disney the entire time, walking through it, wishing that it was Star Trek?
Oh my God, yes, every time.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I mean, like, when
Every
you walk,
time.
you can see the like the different starfighters from Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like to scale, and like, you're kind of wishing it was a Delta Flyer,
Yeah.
or like
They're
a Type 2
huge.
shuttle.
It's insane.
They're-
It's honestly insane the scale of what they did. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when we went, I was like, because it's not my world. That's not my nerddom.
Right.
I was
Right.
like, this is fucking impressive.
It
Yeah,
was,
like that,
yeah.
full on
AT-AT
stormtroopers,
walker things,
yeah,
like,
stormtroopers
huge.
walking around,
like
like
you
full on immersed, and you're
like,
like, huh, okay.
there was one other, like, it wasn't a live attraction necessarily, but I think it was to promote season 2 of Picard. They did a 10 Forward pop-up
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
LA. And I remember going to that, and thinking it would, and that was only, I mean, that pop up was only for, I want to say like 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I remember talking to other Trekkies saying, how nice would it be to have something like this?
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
a bar. Like, if it's a bar and you, come on, it's a bar in LA.
Saurian brandy. Where else am I gonna get my Saurian brandy?
Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. So yeah, I walk through Galaxy's Edge and imagine that it's Star Trek, and I get a little sad that it's not. And
Yep.
then I dream of my own Star Trek theme park, and let me explain it to you. So,
is there going to be a drawing attached to this episode?
oh my
on the
God, there's
blog?
not, but maybe there will be now that you've said it. Okay, so in Lower Decks, it's like the second or third episode of the first season, they go to that planet with they're escorting that a Klingon ambassador or
Yes.
something,
Yes.
and he gets
Mhm.
super drunk,
Yes.
and they go
we
into
learned that
like
Mariner's awesome.
the like Little Kronos is a section, and basically this colony is divided into different ethnic, different planet. So it's that. It's
Mhm.
Tulgana 4 is the name of the colony, or it might not even be a colony, the planet. My idea is that the theme park is Tulgana 4. So you have a Little Kronos, which is a section. You can have Klingon warrior training, which would be kind of similar to the Jedi training thing.
Yeah.
They can have a make your own Batleth
Yes.
experience. I mean, come on.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
There would be a Little Risa section that would connect
The
to
grown-up.
a sandals-like
That's-
retreat, like resort that has, in Disney's
Adults
California Adventure,
only.
the Grand Californian Hotel opens into the park. So like
Yeah.
that's the Risa. It's a sandals.
That's awesome.
It's
a sandals.
Right. A little Andoria town. There would be, as we know, it's a frozen planet, right? So it would have a roller coaster like the Matterhorn on like a frozen mountain,
Oh.
right? Little Romulus would have a spy thriller stunt show, a la the Jason Bourne experience. I'm stealing everything, but still, Little Ferenginar would
you're
be the
reappropriating.
shopping district.
Wait, where?
Like
What would
Little
be the shopping-
Ferenginar is the
Oh.
shopping district.
And does it
God,
rain
of
the whole
course.
time?
There has
And
to
are-
be rain. Yes.
And are all the women naked?
Yeah.
like
They can't
Or
be
like-
naked. They can be scantily clad.
Yeah. Or
Stretch.
like,
it
I
would
don't know,
rain,
maybe-
but they would have like covered walkways, so there's constant water, but it doesn't get on you.
That's interesting. I like that.
And we want
Um,
to see the TV ads on Ferenginar.
Right, content
Come
on the
to Quarks.
TVs.
Quarks is fun.
Yes, advertising everywhere, and it's all weird shit.
Mhm.
And it should be
Um,
taken like directly out of Rick and Morty interdimensional cable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, you'd have to exchange your money for gold press platinum. Which they do that in the Harry Potter sections of Universal, where you can get exchange your Muggle money for
Mhm.
basically a gift card that represents wizard money. So you get your gold press platinum that way. There would be a Starfleet Academy training center. This would be a full-on bridge motion simulator,
That would be fun.
like Smuggler's Run, only with the Millennium Falcon, you're in a little cockpit. In this, you're on the bridge.
That would be awesome. And then you get to choose who's the captain, who's at comms,
Right.
who's at ops, who's got the
Horseshoe.
Yeah.
Fields.
Tactical.
Right.
and-
Fields.
Who's at tactical? Right.
Hailing frequencies open.
that would be fucking awesome.
That would be amazing. And knowing every time I'm on Smuggler's Run, it's always, well, actually once I was in there with just people I knew, and that was a lot of fun. But usually there's some like 8-year-old driving the ship who has no idea what they're doing.
No,
I-
here's no, Mike Jones. I have one better.
Oh
It
no.
was the +1 and I, a lady whose first language was not English, and another person who was just random, because there's 6 of us. So it's the random lady who does not speak English as her first language, the +1 and I, and then another couple and because there were only 5 of us, there's supposed to be 6, so the
Yeah.
computer was doing something else.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you've never been on the ride, they're just buttons. Like they
They're just
light up,
buttons.
you hit them,
Yeah.
you put the switch down, but you actually have to hit them because they actually do things, like
Right.
whatever. And so at a certain point, you're supposed to hit a blue button. And we're all like we're having the greatest time. She's, hit the button, hit the button. And she has known. I'm like, Azul, Azul. And she like smashes it. I was like, yes. It was the best time ever because I heard when she was speaking, like she's speaking Spanish. So I'm like, okay, remedial 101. You know your colors, Lanita. The button is blue. Just say blue. It to this day, like the plus one, and I did crack up about it. It was our first time on the ride, and it was such a good experience. I was like, we have to take a selfie. Like we have a selfie with these random 3 people we do not know because it was such a good time. Everyone's screaming, hit the button. I'm like, she has no idea
She
what
doesn't
we're
know
talking about.
what you're saying.
No, I was like, soul, and she was like, smash. It was great.
Love it.
It
That's
was great.
amazing. So also in my theme park, much like in Galaxy's Edge, there's like an app that you can use to like solve things. So there would be a tricorder app where you can
Ooh.
scan things
Scan
like
things?
like a la Pokemon Go.
That's
And
or
you
the
can
outta
like do
here.
missions.
is wait
That-
was Pokemon Go was the one where you could like you use your thing and it would show you where they were and you would walk towards them, right? I remember
Yes,
playing
and you
that.
could like
Yes.
it would use the
Capture.
camera and it would like show you
show you where they
Pokemon.
were. That would be great.
Yeah. That would be I think that would take off for sure.
Yes.
That would
And you would have
absolutely take off.
different scenes, not scenes, different tasks, different lanes
Yeah,
of things.
missions.
Like thank you. Good God,
Mhm.
words. Yeah, missions like find all the, microscopic aliens. What are they on? Like,
Right.
oh,
If
that'd
your
be so good.
tricorder can activate things in the land,
Yeah, like wands do. Like the wands
yes,
do.
like wands do, yeah.
You have
Or
to a
the
certain
Agent P Kim Possible thing in Epcot. I don't even know if it exists anymore.
What are you
It was
talking about?
That's
in
like how they
Epcot.
opened the portal in the Lower Decks crossover episode by scanning it with their
by
tricorder.
scanning with their tricorder.
That would be so
Saying,
Oh,
yes.
that would be
can
cool.
your theme park have a time portal as well?
Well, maybe that's
Absolutely.
like that's how people get back to like
the
present
TOS?
day
outside.
Earth.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Right?
Oh, that's
Like-
the way in. Time portal.
That's they just
Time
go
portal.
through the
Oh,
Guardian
see,
of
that's
Forever.
like that's
and
like
then they're-
Epic.
That's like Epic Universe. You go through a
where you
portal.
go through the portal into the world.
Right.
Mike Jones, we just need an investor.
That's
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
It's like we've got it. We have it planned.
It would be great.
You can design your own uniform, design your own Admiral uniform. Like
Now,
like,
are we balls
come
to
on.
the wall with the designing, or are we like, listen, these are the colors that we know for each division. The
Yeah.
flair can be like, you can get a little bit of flair, but it can't be like you are a zebra print admiral. It's like, no, you're
No,
either wearing the maroon or like, are you in dress uniform or regular uniform? Da da da. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like there
think
has to be
it
some
would-
parameters.
Right. It would be a little bit like the old test track where you design your car. And you could try to design some crazy shape, but it would be like
And
it would be like car shape. Do that. Like
Yeah.
the uniform
Okay.
would
is Test
would-
Track
it would give
open
you
yet?
parameters.
Sorry, side note.
Yeah, it
Has
is open. I just wrote it on
Okay.
Sunday. It's amazing.
Is it faster?
I don't think it's faster. I think the ride experience itself is the same, but the
Okay.
projections and stuff are amazing.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So yeah, like what would you want to see in a Star Trek theme park?
Definitely going to need to have 10 forward or some bar,
Oh, yeah.
whether it's Quarks or it's like the bar where the young Guinan was in Picard, right?
Yeah.
Like there has to be. And if it's Quarks, there has to be gaming. And the gaming has like because when you go to like a kiddie game hall and it's like you have the skee ball, you have the middle thing where like you try to hit the
You're talking Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, a Quark's Dave and Buster's.
That would be
sure, but better with Dabo and Ponfar. No, Move Along Home.
Pongo.
Oh God, no,
No, not the movie.
no.
Yes.
Listen, it could be a hit.
The Alamarine
Lanita,
game? No.
Yes.
I think Lanita
Alamarine.
you might be onto something.
I'm
Gonna give people
it-
PTSD.
No, it would
I-
be great. It's like an escape room, but it like think about
An
it. Like
escape room.
That is the escape
Oh.
room, actually.
That's the
there is a
escape
Star
room.
Trek
Yes,
escape room.
the lower decks character that was stuck in the Alamarine game for like
Yes.
6 Oh my god, brilliant.
We
you
would
would
have to
have-
have. Sorry,
Go ahead.
Lanita.
No. Go ahead, Matt.
I just in addition to this to the Quarks, we would have to have just an actor be there as Morn and just sit at the bar and not
Absolutely.
say
Sit
anything.
there,
yeah.
yep.
Absolutely.
And just like actors rotating every 45 hours, just a Morn sitting at the
It
bar.
is
drinking.
100% got to be a Quarks because is when we refer to our own sociological ethnographic research on Trekkies that we have been doing with our fucking question and answer at the end of every episode, right? Who's your bartender, right? The struggle is that everyone loves Guinan, but they love
But they-
Quark's bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
The only advantage
You're right.
that 10 Forward has over Quarks is Guinan
Guinan.
herself.
Is Guinan.
And guess what? She can travel.
Yeah.
Correct. And here's the thing: there could be guest spots where it's like you can, depending on when you go, Guinan could be your bartender.
Right.
Like just like that's like the Easter egg of it all. Like, oh, is Guinan at the bar? No, it's still Quark. He's there. Actually, it's Rom, because Quark doesn't actually do anything but walk around and yell at people. You know what I mean? Like, I think like a holodeck, like a holodeck that had like maybe 4 programs. Like, is it a Dixon Hill? Is it, you're on a beach?
Okay.
Just something where it's like it's 4. You get 4 options. And you
That
get
could
to
also
go
be
in.
escape rooms.
It could also be an
Yeah,
escape room.
yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
there's so much that could happen.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. This would be so cool.
It
If
just
you're
seems
rich and
obvious.
you're listening, invest in our theme park.
Yes.
Invest in
Right.
our theme park. And I'm trying to think of like what, like, as I think about all of the different theme parks that I've been to, like the keepsakes and the takeaways, aside
Mhm.
from like clothing, like little things, like everybody wants a Tribble. I do. I'm
Yep.
trying to think of like get yourself a Moopsie. Get yourself like
Mhm.
all of these little.
They were not
trinky-dinky-
prepared for that one.
They were not prepared for the success of Moopsie.
I
Who
don't
knew?
understand what
Whomst
whoa.
amongst us knew?
me. It
You
drinks.
just watch the episode, you knew it was gonna be a
bones.
thing right away.
It drinks your bones. It is. It is a
It treats your
complete-
bones.
It's like a dichotomy in your brain. You're like, this is the cutest little thing. Its little eyes are like the old saucers of little kittens. They, and then it drinks your fucking bones. Like I need it. I need it in my
Oopsie.
life. I love it so much. But like thinking of like in all of the series, like what are the little aliens, the cutesy aliens that you would
Yeah.
hang on your bag, right? That you
Oh.
would, that would be like a Furby thing. What would you put on your shoulder? What would
There
you be
would
wearing?
be. Yeah, I think you're right. Like there would be. You would have a Moopsie. You would have a
Yeah.
Tribble.
You'd have Tribbles. A glommer, is that the Tribble eating thing from the animated
Oh
series?
yeah, yeah.
You'd have a Murph.
A Murph.
A Murph.
Murph.
Yeah.
Said it right.
I did it because
I
I
mean,
said it with you. That's why.
If the Harry Potter land can have its own, pet store that has pygmy puffs and
Correct.
things like, there's plenty of stuff. That dog from the original series that has the little antenna.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yes.
It would be
would
great.
What about from the animated series, Spock's giant dog that has to die, right?
Exactly.
Oh, his Salar?
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like this is like there is so much good to be mined from it, and I think that like in the right location
Yeah.
with actual like they don't phone it in, because that's why the Star Wars land, I'm
Yeah.
gonna call it, works.
Yeah.
They thought about
They committed.
everything.
Yes.
They committed to everything.
Yeah.
The ground, the wall. I mean, well, because Disney. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm touching shit. Like when I'm walking through, I'm like, someone hand painted this scorch mark, right? Like it's impressive. And I think if you can give that level of detail to something, and maybe it's attached to another thing, that I feel like that's why Star Wars works so well, because it's already in a place that people are going to.
Right.
Right? It's the standalone of it all that makes it less commercial will make it less commercially successful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, this
think you're
could be
right.
a large section of another park, like, like
Put this shit in the
the
behind
It could
epic fucking
be.
universe. Are you kidding me?
right, right.
Like, what is Celestial
It's
Like
Park? Nothing.
I mean, Universal really set the standard with the
Yes.
Harry Potter stuff because it
yeah,
was
The
completely
greatest ever.
immersive. Like you can't go into that area and order a Coca-Cola. Like they don't have it. You can't
No.
get, you know what I mean? It's only what you would have in
Do you want a
Hogsmeade or
butterbeer? Do
whatever.
you want it frozen or do you
Right.
not?
oh, it's
And
Do
so
you,
good.
they did that with Star Wars too, to the point where the menus were like in another like fake language.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it was actually kind of hard, and they eventually changed the names of the things on the menus to be like, this is chicken, like, sorry. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like you
Because
can
people
like
didn't
you
know what to order.
no, you can have it like an alien, but then like have a picture of what it is. Like
Yeah,
it's totally
exactly.
fine. You know what I mean? But I think that if there was a way to latch a Star Trek world onto an
Yeah.
already established destination,
Hmm.
because if you're not you're going to Hogsmeade. When they said we're making Diagon Alley, I said, when is it open? I'm going.
Yeah.
Like grown fucking adults,
Hmm.
big ass adults walking around in goddamn capes, buying more fucking wands and cloaks, and standing outside hoping that the damn dragon at Gringotts that you're there when she fucking fires
Yeah.
off. Like we're nerd upon nerds. Like people are gonna show up in their goddamn uniforms.
Yeah. I
They're
think
going.
that's sorry, go
They're
ahead.
gonna show up. No, no, no. Go ahead.
I think that's why the Hilton attraction, right? It was at the Hilton.
Yeah. It
Mm-hmm.
was at the
That's I
Hilton.
think that's why I mean 10 years is still like it's an
A
okay
decent.
time,
It's a
you
decent
know?
Yeah.
amount of time for.
Yeah.
It is.
And I think that's why it worked for as long as it did is because it was already like it was in Las Vegas. It's an area that
Mm-hmm.
people are already going to. It's at this hotel that people go to.
Hmm.
So I mean, even though it wasn't like completely a theme park, it still had that attraction
Yeah.
element of
Yeah.
it being a place that people would go. So I think you're absolutely right. You just have to find the right I don't know,
Location.
the right location, the right place.
They've back when the Terminator attraction at
Mm.
Universal was closing, there was a rumor that it was going to be replaced by a Star Trek attraction, and it ended up being the Jason Bourne
Mm-hmm. Stunt show,
experience thing, stunt show.
Yeah.
which I've
Um,
never watched.
No,
it's
yeah.
good actually. The effects are really. Oh, you mean the movies? Oh, I don't know,
Oh
but
no
the
no no
attraction
no
is
no
good.
no lies. I've watched every Jason Bourne movie.
Oh,
Those
okay.
are amazing. But when
I
I
mean,
find
it's a
out,
stunt show with really cool video
Yeah.
but
effects.
see, that's what it like. It's like the Indiana. Like I don't. I think I'm less inclined to go to a stunt show. I want an experience. Like I want to be in the thing.
Yeah. I
For
think
me,
I think
like
Star Trek
It has
requires
a
that.
plot, but
he said, both of you. It has a plot. Okay,
it has a plot.
I'll give it a chance.
But that's, I think that's the what could happen. I mean, in some of these parks that were proposed in other countries, um I mean, really, if you let's get back to the beginning of it. Disneyland in California set the template. Like the hub and spokes design, and you have Frontierland, and you have Tomorrowland, and you have Adventureland, and so a lot of these parks use that model, and their Tomorrowlands, they're like, well, let's make that Star Trek, um, and it just hasn't worked for whatever reason. None of those have really happened. Um,
They don't have us.
which makes me sad. There is a Star Trek roller coaster in Germany.
Yes.
Um,
Sorry,
they have a
like,
bridge.
Okay.
and they
Yeah.
do. I think it's called is it called the
Operation
no.
Enterprise,
Yes.
I think.
There
But
was
it's in
one
German, so I don't know what. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. I started playing a video.
Said
It's
I
in
wanted to see
Movie
that
Park,
roller coaster.
Germany.
Movie Park, Germany. No, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna find someone. It's gotta. Let's. We have to get this done. At
yeah.
least,
It's got to
you know,
happen.
it's gotta happen.
They had the Borg one, the assimilator, right? It was called the
Yeah.
assimilator. And then it I think they it's something else now. Like they took away the assimilation name. Like, I think the roller coaster is still there, but they've turned it
Is
into
that at
something.
one of the Six Flags? Or is it at like
I think
Carowinds or Kings Island or
it. Oh my gosh. See, I
those roller coaster parks are all the same to me.
got long story. So my boyfriend is like a roller coaster fanatic, and he like knows all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I was
Where
like,
is he? Where's our guest star to be like, what's the name of the place?
he's stage managing his show, so I probably can't like.
Yay, stage manager.
Oh, yay,
No,
stage
you can't.
managers.
I
You
can't,
can't.
but like,
No, you can't.
Yeah, you
but
can't
yeah,
bother
he was
him.
telling me like that they took the name, they took the name off, and that they kept the ride itself. Like, I think even aesthetically, some of it is still like green.
Okay, I'm
Like,
Googling it. The Borg Assimilator was in Carowinds.
Mm.
yes,
Where's Carowinds? Virginia?
It's in one of the Ohio, it's in,
North
is it in the
Carolina?
where is it?
Midwest?
Oh, it's in the middle.
Yeah, I want to say it's in Ohio. Why do I think that?
Because
Okay,
a
now I'm
lot of
clicking on Carowinds. Um, previously known as Paramount's Carowinds. Um, it's in, yeah, South Carolina.
I was close with my
No,
North Carolina.
primarily in it's on the border. It's in the Carolinas.
See?
You're
And like,
right.
did
Knew
it
It is
this
called
girl.
Nighthawk now.
Ooh, night.
The assimilation coaster.
did it stop being the assimilation coaster around the same time that Viacom and Paramount to CBS like split?
Let's see. After Cedar Fair, now Six Flags purchased Carowinds in 2006. The Paramount
Right.
theming was removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Paramount got out of the theme park business, so they sold all of their theme park, um, you know, yeah, attractions,
Well,
parks.
Yeah.
we gotta get them back in.
I know.
Okay.
They're leaving money on the table, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what we're all saying. You're leaving money on the table, people. Listen to us. We know what we're talking about.
So a couple quick questions to wrap us up about the Universal fan nights experience that you worked on. So, were you allowed to sit in any of the seats?
No.
No, not at all.
We were
But
not allowed to sit in any of the seats. They like during rehearsals, they were like, we want to keep the same reference for the captain's chair, just like they do when they're filming.
Sure.
So do not sit in the chairs. So when we would start our scene, we were on the consoles. Like,
Mhm.
I would always make it a point to like touch the buttons on the captain's console because like I just
Yes.
wanted to like be where Picard was or like be where Riker was. So like within reason, without like looking like a
Yeah.
crazy actor, just like going all over the space. I would find a reason to go over to Deanna's console and like twist it around and like, boop, boop, boop. Or to Riker's console. Um,
I assume you were never able to use the cup holder ring as a cup holder ring on
no,
Deanna's console.
no,
Can you imagine?
no, we were not. At one point though, like because the top parts of the consoles on the sides, they turn. So um my friend that would start her scene at Riker's console, she had turned it one day and she turned it too far and then the lights just went bloop.
Oh no!
It's so like God bless like the people that worked on the tech the for the bridge, because like there are different cues that are like going off all over like the bridge and then the turbo lift and engineering, and they worked so hard to keep stuff like running and going consistently because you got a lot of stuff happening. So
Talk
they
about
like
stage management.
they fixed it right away.
That's good.
But yeah, long story short, no, we were not allowed to sit in the chairs. We could not. I was
That
touching
is
that
sad.
chair, but no.
So the like science and engineering stations in the back, were those like, because in the show they were like TVs, they were like animated, right? Like were they were they were they animated? Were they constantly changing, or was it like a static,
Um,
image?
I'm pretty sure that they were still like whatever they had done for Picard, they kept. Like
Okay.
those were still, because I know they changed it to like, LCD screens, still like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with ops and
Oh,
ops and navigation. Those
yeah,
were
yeah.
like LCD screens now too from Picard. Like whatever they
Oh, wow.
and also
That's
like
so cool.
the the chairs pulled out too.
Oh,
Um
they did in the back.
they
The chairs pulled
did.
out.
They did. I was like, I
More chairs you
wonder
can't sit
if,
on.
and I mean, no one it's crazy to me that no one figured out that the chairs pulled out. I think like maybe one person may have seen it when they were going through and they may have like pulled
Yeah.
it out a little bit,
Like
but it was already too late to sit in it because our, part of the scene was already done, so they had to go.
oh
But
my God,
yeah, the chairs pulled out.
that's
Um
amazing.
but yeah, they kept those closed up because they didn't want people sitting in the chairs in the back. But
Right, of course, of course. Um, did you get to keep or did you keep anything? Any little com badge or
no,
anything? You didn't get to keep
no,
anything?
no, they were very, I mean, with costume, God bless them, they because they didn't just have Star Trek to take care of. They had
Yeah.
Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, One Piece, which is an anime show, uh, Wicked, and
Hmm.
Back to the Future. So you've got like all of these actors coming in with like costume pieces. So
Yeah.
I wish I could have taken something, but obviously I didn't. I mean, putting on the uniform was like the best part, obviously, which is a
You're
lot
better
of
than me, Matt
fun.
Jennings,
Huh?
because you're better than me because I would have, if I didn't take mine, I was taking somebody else's. They'd be
Oh
like,
my
"Well, no,
Crossing your
but
God.
I
fingers.
had it right
Oh
now."
my God.
I've been like,
I
"Ooh,
You'd be
that's a
like,
shame."
I thought your character had two pips. Where did the other pip go? Well, I don't know. It must have fallen off somewhere.
No, no, I'm telling you, I would figure out how to get someone else's. Be like, it's so great. It was so great working with you. Hug.
You're hugging somebody.
And
One
like turning my full uniform in. Here you go. Check. And then that
Check.
person being like, but I had it on me, and I'm
Do do
do,
do.
do, 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 do,
one thing I wish, because the Vulcan ears, I think they made the molds in bulk. I wish I could have taken my ears.
Oh yeah,
Um, that would have been nice
How about that
to
wig?
give me. That wig, girl.
girl.
That wig, look, I think the first, because I remember doing the makeup test, um, and the wig, I think they trimmed it down after a certain point. Either that or maybe they styled it a little bit, to make it fit more.
Hmm.
Um,
But you had to have the Vulcan bangs,
I
like
had to have the
complete the
Vulcan
look.
bangs. I would have liked to have had my natural hair.
Yes, like
Um,
Tuvok.
like Tuvok or other, you know, Vulcans of African descent that have their natural hair.
Right.
Uh,
There is precedence for this, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
there there is. I don't want to say too much about that. Um, but it was still fun. I had my, I called it my Dina Jones moment. Like that was my Dina Jones wig.
Yep.
You know, I did
Put
a
it
whole Dream
on.
Girls number. You know, on the bridge, me and the Trill and the Human. We did a Dream Girls thing.
That's
So,
awesome. Gotta pluck them
How was
ears
the
so quick.
casting process for that?
oh, okay. So they Universal kind of like does this thing where they do it's almost like a cattle call of sorts, but they always like put out casting calls for whatever attraction they're going to have for that season. So, um, so they had one when they were doing Fan Fest. They did one specifically for Star Trek, one specifically for uh Back to the Future, one specifically for probably One Piece and the other properties as well. The Star Trek one, they like had us in a group and we were like in a giant like mirror room. It was almost like chorus line. Um, and so they had each of the actors just talk about like their introduction to Star Trek or
Mhm.
how they came across Star Trek. Um, I mentioned how I came across Star Trek. I mentioned my web series and I told them please don't sue
Hmm.
me. Like I said, legit, I said please don't sue me. Um, and then they gave us a little bit of text to read, and I remember reading it, and I was like, "Oh, this is from Star Trek: First Contact." Um, just being the giant nerd that I am, and so they just
Nice.
had the different actors read a little bit of text.
Do you remember
And
what scene it was from First Contact?
it's the scene when we first get to the Defiant, and then the Enterprise, swoops in
Yeah.
and rescues the Defiant, and you got that actor that's at the helm, and it's actually Adam Scott.
Mm.
um, which I always
Amazing.
think is funny. I'm like, it's Adam Scott. It's like
I had no
I'll never get
idea.
over that. I will never get over that. But anyway, so it was that scene, and then they had us read that, and then they whittled it down, and then after that, they gave us different pieces of text from, like, I guess, I don't know. I have a theory that maybe some of it was from Star Trek: The Experience, and then some of it was maybe from a specific episode. The bit of text that I got was like a setting of like coordinates, and like the shuttle's going down and blah blah blah. Here are the coordinates. And I remember them saying, "Okay, now great, now change the tone. Can you do it more stoic, and can you alter your voice a little bit and make it deeper?" And I was thinking to myself, that's a Vulcan. They want me
Yeah,
to
that's
play a
Vulcan.
Vulcan. And then I did it, and they were like, "Thank you." I was like, "Yeah, that's a Vulcan. That's what they want." Um, it was a lot of fun to be in there with other Trekkies and just to, like, for 2 hours just shoot the shit and just be nerds for an afternoon. Like, it was, for me, it was just like another mini convention and just having fun with people.
I'm glad that they hired fans, that it wasn't because in TNG that was the opposite. Like if you were a writer for TNG, you couldn't let them know that you were a fan because there was this in the Berman era, they
Oh yeah.
wanted professionals, not fans. You know what I mean? Um,
It's always like, I mean, I think that's the thing, is that when you're, especially with casting directors, you never know what's gonna, not that you're at the mercy of a casting director. I
You
mean,
are.
if
It's okay.
you
You
are,
can
no, you're
you
right.
can
You are. Yeah, you are. And you never quite know what's gonna set that person off.
sure.
I'll say for myself, for example, I auditioned for Star Trek Picard season 2 like years ago, and I remember saying to my manager, I was like, okay, so I did an audition in a uniform and I did it out of a uniform because I don't know how this person is going to respond.
Oh, it was
Uh,
a self tape.
yeah, it was a self tape.
Hmm.
But I just say that to say you kind of play it safe,
Yeah.
because you never
Did you
know.
use both of them, or did you submit both, or did you?
I think they used the one in the uniform
Hmm.
that I had. Um, but again, like, I mean, and I just trusted them at that point. I'm like, okay, look, like
Yeah.
that's up
Use
to
what you
you.
think.
But
Yeah.
again, yeah, you don't know how people are gonna act, So it's like, do you show that you're this hardcore fan? Do you not? Do you?
Right. Right. Yeah, what are they looking for? Is that going to be refreshing for them, or is that going to be exhausting?
Yeah.
Um, um, well, I have to say it's funny because you and I had been texting a little bit, and then you kind of disappeared, which because you were busy, like, and then I was watching the YouTube videos of the thing, and I was like, Baba, Baba, that's him. That's why he hasn't texted me back. He's in space. He's in space. That's why he hasn't texted me back. Um, so I was super jealous when I saw you.
What I'll say, just overall, it was nice for like a little bit to just, not that I don't appreciate the places that I work now and the people that I work with that are great, but it was nice to be in a place where I actually really knew what I was doing and felt like I really had something to contribute. Um, and the cast itself, they're all very like forward thinking. They are very of Trek mindset. Uh, and I'll say, just from watching them, I think I just learned a lot more about, I don't know, just advocating for myself, putting myself out there. Um, they're just a really great group of people.
That's
And
awesome.
it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I hope you took a lot of selfies in that uniform. Um, and I hope you get to be back in a uniform again soon. Because
Fingers
that would
crossed.
be,
Put it in the
fingers
universe.
crossed, put it into the universe, manifest it. That and Star Trek theme park, manifest it.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, I think we are just about out of time. Matt, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you.
and
Thanks for
nerding
coming to
out.
visit again.
You're always welcome here.
Mm-hmm.
Where can folks find you or your work?
Find me and my work on at 1701 BLERD. That's the web series handle for Instagram and Blue Sky and Threads and the TikTok. And then personal one is at MLJENN. And also slide in those DMs as well.
Woohoo! Amazing. Thank you again for being here and being so generous with your time. Insider Scoop, we did 2 episodes tonight, so I think everyone's like feeling it a little bit. And thank you, dear listener, for listening to us. Let us know what you want to see in a Star Trek theme park. You can shoot us a message on the socials at Hailing Freak Open. Do you want a Star Trek water park? Do you want, like, what are you looking for? Let us know, because we'll tell our investors who don't exist that
Our investors are listening to us right now.
yes, exactly.
They just don't know it yet.
Thank you, Damian. Thank you, Lanita. And thank you all. Very grateful. Live long and prosper. And Hailing Frequencies closed.
No goodbyes. Just good memories. Hailing Frequencies closed, sir.